We're so happy and so humbled to be able to share this night with everyone. I would like to say that there are some individuals I probably need to thank in person, by name, in front of everyone so we can recognize them. So bear with me just a few minutes. I've got a few names to run through. First of all, my in-laws, Susan and Joe Boudreaux, thank you so much. Let me go through the whole list and then we do the big clapping at the end. How about that? So, I've been clapping all night. Sarah and George Stansney, and that's my daughter Sarah. She'll be next, right here. And our beautiful little stealing the show granddaughter Jane, right over there. Thanks, Jane. I love you, baby. I'd like to thank Kathy and Randy Payne and Beth and Rob Adams for putting on such a wonderful, wonderful rehearsal dinner last night over at the Village. It was just great. So thank y'all so much for that. It was a great way to kick off this whole event. We do have some other very, very dear friends who came in here and helped us put all of this event together, putting decorations up and all kinds of 1,000 details. And that would be Mary and Dale Whitaker, and Aaron and Russell and Dane. Y'all put your hands up over there. Thanks a lot, guys. Liz and Donna Worston. You still there? Put your hands up. There we go. Yeah. And their daughter Jessica, who played the flute for us. A pretty awesome flute player. And also Cindy and Alan Hess and their daughters Jen and Julie. Where are you guys? There we are, way in the back. Thank y'all so much for helping with everything too. And finally for the food, Lisa did all the cooking, but we had a couple of guys come all the way in from Washington State to help us put all of this together. And that's Gary and Michael. There we go, right back there. So I think we did all right with the food tonight. Thanks, Gary. You're awesome. So now I want to talk a little bit about the happy couple here. I'd like to start my comments with my daughter Emily. So back on April 3rd, 1995, life changed for Lisa and I. We celebrated the birth of our second daughter, Emily Grace. Our bouncing baby girl soon grew up to be the beautiful, confident young woman you see with the big smile that everyone loves so much. Y'all bear with me. In our family, we have a nickname for Emily, and that's Mia. We call her Mia. And the reason we kind of picked up on that years ago, I think Joe, my father-in-law, started it. It's really because that's loosely translated. It means mine. And so that's kind of the way we all look at Emily, like she belongs to us individually. We all kind of claim her, and she's special enough to make everyone feel like they're the most important person to them as well. But I look around this room and I see so many faces of the people in here who helped us raise Emily to become the person she is. And I just want to thank y'all so much for doing your part. You did your fair share to make her what it is, what she is, and the beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, confident young lady that she is. So I want to thank everybody else. It takes a village, y'all, and we did all right, didn't we? So Emily, I want to tell you something personally, just me to you, baby, in front of this whole crowd. Okay? We are so proud of you. And we love you so much, and you have filled our lives with joy. And you are so, so fine to me. I love you, baby. But it doesn't last forever. Mia started to grow up a little bit. She drifted off to Texas A&M University and dig 'em. Yeah, y'all see old Sarge over there, by the way? Good stuff, huh? But she drifted off to Texas A&M, and we weren't overly surprised when we found out that she'd met a guy at an event over at Texas A&M at a Kinky Friedman event. I kid you not, Kinky Friedman. So she comes back, and you know, we just, she just seemed so happy and excited about it. It was in the newspaper, you know, and it was just kind of a great event. So, but you know, I guess when we got to thinking about it, I guess she took a look at old Andrew and said, like Kinky Friedman said, "Why the hell not?" You know, and at least gave him the opportunity to get to know her, and well, you can see what happened from there. So that was a wonderful start. So Andrew, it's your turn. I'll talk about you just a little bit. I'll start by saying I think you're one of the luckiest young men I've ever met. Maybe that goes without saying, but not in our clan, right? So, whatever you did to capture Emily's heart and attention and keep it, I don't know what you did, but I salute you. You know, Emily is pretty tough, pretty smart, has a keen eye for details, so I say salute to you for capturing her like you did. My hat's off. You know, one thing that immediately caught our attention about Andrew was the fact that he was he always treated Emily with ultimate respect and kindness, always. And you know, that's important stuff for a dad of a young lady. And you know, the term, I'll use an Aggie phrase here for just a minute, and that's a soldier, statesman, knightly gentleman. That's a big thing at Texas A&M University. And you know, I think about that term, and I think about Andrew Payne, because he's been the ultimate gentleman all along. They've been dating 6.5 years, so that's a lot of knightly gentlemen going down there. 6.5 years, but he did such a great job with that, and I'm just so proud. And you know, I'm really glad that Mia had enough good sense to actually marry a fine young man like this too. You know, I just gotta say that as well. So Andrew, I want you to know something as well from Lisa and I, that we're so proud to have you as a member of our family. You passed every test that we could throw on you, and I'm so happy to have you as a member of our crazy clan. So, thank you. We love you like a son, and that's the truth. So, one last little bit of trivia before we got the toast. I think we got everybody a chance to refill, but let me throw one more at you. You know, today is December 21st, 2019. It's winter solstice, which actually occurs specifically at 10:19 p.m. tonight. So, Sam, we might have to work out a cool winter solstice song or something later. We'll talk later. So, but you know, winter solstice marks the shortest day and the longest night of the entire year. So we might be using that longer night, and we're doing some partying and dancing later. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I want to say let's have a great time tonight, celebrating the happy couple. And so enough of that. Let's get on with the toast here. Let me grab that. Okay, so if you can raise your glasses with me. Emily and Andrew, may your life together be like good wine, tasty, sharp, and clear. And like good wine, may it improve with every passing year. Sante. Okay, and I think Sarah, my first daughter, is up next. So, Sarah.
Hi everybody, I am Sarah, like you said, my older sister. Well, Emily and Andrew, we're here. You made it. Congratulations. Leading up to tonight, I couldn't help but think about how appropriate it is that Emily and Andrew are married so close to the end of Advent. This beautiful season of waiting and anticipating and preparing for the joy that is Christmas. And I think in a similar way, your engagement has been its own season of Advent. You've been waiting and anticipating and preparing for the joy that is today, your wedding day. The great adventure of marriage starts today for you. And it struck me that you can't spell adventure without Advent. And with every adventure, you have to take time getting ready. And the success of your adventure depends on how well you prepare. And it seems to me that the greater the intention you put in to the seasons of waiting, the sweeter the fruit of your efforts are in the end. Sorry. Oh gosh. And I think tonight's amazing celebration points to the tremendous amount of love that you put into your engagement. And the great adventure that is marriage starts today, but the seasons of waiting don't end. They're really just beginning. And my hope and my prayer for you both is that if you put as much intention and devotion into the seasons of waiting, your marriage that you have during your engagement, the richer your marriage will be. So if everyone could raise a glass to Emily and Andrew, here's to the adventure. Cheers.
Oh man, my cheeks are killing me. There's been so much to smile about in these last few days that I don't know. When all of this started and the wedding was over, it felt like the whole state of Texas just stood up and cheered. And it's fantastic to have been a part of that. My name is Mark Adams. I'm the best man. I'm Andrew's cousin. And Andrew is the closest thing to a brother that I have in my life. He's been around since I was born. We've been through just about everything together. We've traveled together. We've gone to school together. We've sat on the carpet and played Legos together. We've played incredibly stupid games together, like let's throw rocks at each other and see who hits each other first. Which, consequently, if you're interested, that's a game that ends very abruptly once the objective is achieved, as we can attest. He's been with me at some of my highest points in life and rushed to my side at some of my lowest points. And I'm absolutely honored to have been your best man. For those of y'all that know Andrew pretty well, you know that when he gets passionate about something, he's going to tell you about it. If you want to know about the teachings of Thomas Aquinas, he's going to tell you about it. If you want to know what a cloud forest is, he's going to tell you about it. Lately, if you want to know what the newest advancements in SpaceX technology is, he's going to tell you about it. If you want to know how much he loves her, he's going to tell you about it. And I've never heard him speak in a way more captivated than he has about you. And I think I can speak for my entire family in telling you that you have captivated all of us with your beauty, with your grace, your intelligence, wit, and frankly, some of the best moves that Fredericksburg, Texas has ever seen. There's video evidence of that, by the way. My cousin is an adventurer. I've seen him at mountaintops. I've seen him run bare-chested through fields in Uganda. And I can't begin to tell you what a comfort it is to me and what a peace it brings to, I think, all of us in our family, knowing that he has coupled himself with such a wonderful adventurer as well. You know, it's funny, I got off work a little early this week and was able to come to Texas, down from Colorado Springs, and spend some time with my family. And we did quite a bit of hanging out and ended up watching some home videos. One of which was Andrew's second birthday party, which is also my sister's second birthday. They're a week apart. She couldn't be here tonight, but she is here in spirit. And my sister was being just as pleasant as she could be when the cake came around, just taking little bites and everything, and Andrew was not. Andrew would take enormous handfuls of cake and bite off a lot more than he could chew. But that's the way that Andrew lives life. He takes enormous handfuls and just takes every single bit of it and makes the absolute most of it. And I know that he's found someone that does the exact same. So taking the most out of life, you raise your glass to the king. Thank you so much.
Howdy. Got a little story for you, Alex. I am incredibly honored to be here tonight and with you all. My name is Amy Gore, and I became best friends with Emily. Started met in 7th grade, and over the years we just became the best of friends, culminating probably freshman year of college at Texas A&M. Emily has always been the brilliant and kind-hearted and just gracious woman that we all know today. And Andrew is the only man that I could have ever imagined would be even close to good enough for our precious Mia. I know we could all spend hours together just telling stories about how wonderful and amazing they are. And so instead, tonight I'm going to tell you their first story. Some of you may already know the story and know that I, like Mama, claim to be the reason that they met. But Mama also has, if you want the real story, you can talk to her after, but as I claim. So Mama, your honorable mention up here. You see, I had recently joined the Texas A&M College Republicans organization. And even if you weren't a Republican, you could appreciate how good looking all of the young men were who made up the organization. And so I always told Emily, you have to come with me, you have to meet all these hot guys. And so one day she came up to me and she said, you know, Amy, you have inspired me, since you have found a place to look at your ideals, your ideology. So I'm going to go to a Kinky Friedman lecture. And I thought, oh my gosh, no. And for all you younger people who may not know who he is, he's a murder mystery novelist turned crazy Texas politician. He's worth a Google if you do that later. So on February 17th, 2014, Emily attended the Texas Aggie Democrats Kinky Friedman lecture. That night I got a phone call from Emily. I answered the phone and all she said was, I met a man. And I thought, a Kinky Friedman. So I told her to meet me in my dorm room and that she could tell me all about him. As if this couldn't have been, oh, sorry. 15 minutes later, she was in my dorm room and she was telling me all about this handsome, dark-haired gentleman who happened to be wearing the exact same pair of Harry Potter glasses as her. She told me about a man with a great smile who had asked to sit beside her at the event. And she told me about a man who had offered to pay for her copy of Kinky's book because she hadn't brought enough cash. She told me about Andrew Payne, the man that she instantly knew was special and that would one day be the man she married. As if this couldn't have been any more of a divine appointment. While in line to get a Kinky book autograph, the local news reporter asked to get a picture of them, or get a picture of Andrew and Kinky. And being the gracious person Emily is, she offered to also take a picture on Andrew's cell phone of him and Kinky. And the reporter caught the slightest profile of Emily in the photo. I know this little detail because it was posted in the daily newspaper here in College Station. And I brought a copy of the photo if anybody has not seen it. This is the first photo for posterity of Emily and Andrew and Kinky Friedman. Thank you, thank you. At the end of the evening, Andrew had offered to walk Emily to her car. And on their way, a group of girls stopped to tell them how cute they were and that they loved that they wore matching glasses as a couple. Somewhere along the walk, Emily also discovered that Andrew had recently started attending St. Andrew's, the beautiful church we were all in tonight, which was her family church. And she told me that he was the one that she had been waiting for, and somehow I knew that she was right, that even then, this was the man that Emily was going to end up with. And so here we are tonight, finally. We have all gathered in celebration of you two, extraordinary people, and the marvelous love that you two share together. Emily and Andrew, you both love so incredibly well. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your love story and to share this time with y'all. I love you so much, Emily. Thank you for being my very best friend. And Andrew, thank you for being the man of Emily's dreams. So cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Andrew Payne. Cheers to a lifetime of joy and friendship and love, for it truly is a wonderful life.
Hey everybody. Hey. My name is Jack. I'm the youngest in the family. I'm the brother. Peace to all the youngest children out there. It's a very particular experience. I just want to say that I'm so happy that I have a new brother in the family. Andrew has been a brother to me for a long time, not just since 6 o'clock tonight. I remember the first night that I met Andrew, or it was a Sunday morning. It was actually in St. Andrew's, the church where he and my sister would eventually get married. Little did we know. And as soon as he walked in, and I shook his hand, I knew for certain this guy is such a dork. It was a couple of years later. It was a couple of years later that Andrew and I were hiking through Pedernales Falls State Park in the 8,000-degree Texas heat when he asked me the question, how would you feel if I married your sister? And in my head I'm going, I would absolutely love if this guy was in our family for the rest of my life. And I mean that. I mean it when I say that. And I think my audible response was something like, yeah, okay. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart that I love and respect both of you so much, and I'm really glad that a few months ago I was able to convince y'all to move to Austin with me so that I could raid your pantry and vent and always know that I had a listening ear and wise words for me, and I mean that. You've really helped me through you've helped me through very challenging times in my life, and I don't take that for granted. You are both shining examples of love, empathy, open-mindedness, hard work, and I cannot even express in words how much I love you both. Cheers.
Yeah. Well, hello everyone. I'm supposed to have some words to say right now. Might take me a little while. Thank you all. Gratitude is the overwhelming sense right now for Emily and I. It is a remarkable thing to look out and see all the threads of your life come together over a single event. I mean, I see people here who I've known in lives that feel like they occurred lifetimes ago, and the love is still there to bring them here tonight to celebrate this love between us, the thread of our lives. You do us great honor, and we are humbled by it. We are grateful for it. We hope in the lives that we lead to be worthy of it. And that's all that I have for y'all. Thank you. Thank you.